What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with my all tea, all shade. Insecure season 5, episode 1. So this is the series finale season. This is the last season of Insecure. I wish it wasn't the last. I wish they wouldn't have stopped at 5. I don't like odd numbers. I would have stopped at 6 or 8, but that's just me. But Issa's already working on another television show for HBO that is loosely based off the City Girls. It's about two girls from Miami who are trying to do this whole rap group thing, and one of the stars, one of the girls that are playing one of the rappers is what's old girl name from Love and Hip Hop Miami? She's not on this season. She was on last season. The one that fucked the dude and came to the reunion and said she had got pregnant by him. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She was friends with Suki and them. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all say her name down in the comment section. But she's one of the stars of the show, so I can't wait to see it. Kid Fury is one of the writers on the show. He was a big YouTuber. Now he's one of the hosts of the podcast, The Read, which is one of my favorite podcasts ever. So I'm so happy for him to see his journey from YouTube to podcast to now television. And he also inked his own deal with HBO as well to develop a television show. So I can't wait for her new projects to come out. Big things on the horizon. Okay, so on tonight's episode, Tiffany and Kelly are in the car with Kelly's husband on their way to their 10-year class reunion at Stanford. Kelly's in the backseat on her phone, scrolling through Instagram, getting her life. And she brings up Molly's Instagram. It's very gloomy. She's not posting all of her face. She's posting quotes like she's just being that girl. We know when motherfuckers is going through stuff, they get to posting quotes and shit and just doing the most. But her and Tiffany are dead set on not engaging in Molly and Issa's bullshit. Like they're there to have a great time that weekend. So Issa lands in San Francisco. She links up with the girls or whatever, and it's still awkward between her and Molly. Things aren't all the way congealed again yet. They're cool, but they ain't cool like they used to be yet. And that's a real weird area to be in with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, Issa has been asked to be on a panel discussion, and they flew her out for the reunion, got her a car and everything, so she's feeling real good about herself. Kelly learns that the reason why she didn't get a name tag is because they have her listed as dead. Child, when they said that shit, I hollered. It's morbid as fuck, but it was funny as hell that these people thought this woman was dead. So Molly asked Kelly how long it took her and Tiffany to get back on track because, things between her and Issa are still in that gray area. And Kelly was like, it took a minute. It took a lot of fake laughing and yeah, girl, for them to get back tight, like the way they were, where it wasn't all that weird shit or whatever. She was like, basically just gonna take time. And that's the God's honest truth when you're in a relationship like that with somebody where something huge like that happened to you. I haven't per se gone through anything like that deep with friends. I remember at one point me and my best friend Losha had stopped speaking for about a year or so or whatever, and it wasn't even nothing that me and her fell out about. It was another friend that I fell out with, and I stopped hanging around the group, and she was still hanging around the group and I wasn't hanging around the group or whatever. And so we weren't really speaking like we used to or whatever, but then things came back full circle in its own time, and we've been tight ever since. My damn fire alarm is going off again. Okay, I'm gonna have to call the people. So yeah, but that is a very strained area to be in with a friend, because it's like you want to talk to them, you want to be the way you used to be, but it's just not there. So I remember being in that space, but it wasn't as bad as how Issa and Molly's were. So that night they all head to a party, a little mixer or whatever, and Issa and Molly reconnect with their old homegirl named Cheyenne that they used to be in a little rap group with or whatever. She say she out here dancing for Sweetie and this, that, and the third. But then if you peep game, she was like she snuck up in that motherfucker because she didn't want to pay. to get for the weekend or whatever, for the reunion or whatever, because you know they make you pay the little fees or whatever. So that should have let us know right then and there that something was up with Miss Girl, but her body was banging, so you looking at her like, damn, she must still be a dancer. So Cheyenne asked Kelly if she still got it, and she lifted her leg up in the air, and Kelly was like, bitch, you ain't said nothing but a word, and she lifted her leg up in the air. Y'all, I used to be able to do that when I was a teenager. I used to know how to lift my leg up in the air, and I used to land in a split, child. Baby, if I did that now, my pussy would break. Child, no. So Tiffany's husband tries to set Molly up with their divorced old classmate named Amari. He was kind of cute. Wasn't really my style, but he was cute for what it was. We find out that her and Amari used to be friends with benefits back in the day. And you know, he on her. He trying to see what's up or whatever. She a little intrigued by it. But you know, Molly still got that thing with her where she's still trying to find the one and trying to be in a relationship and so eager to be with somebody. You know what I'm saying? She still ain't connected with who she is yet. So the DJ then dedicates Stanky Leg to dead Kelly as she contemplates her immortality while doing the Stanky Leg child with Cheyenne. I hollered because you at first it was funny, but then when she saw herself on the big screen, it's like, damn, like, what if I was dead? Like, what if I was just like a ghost here watching this and seeing everybody like this is how they remember me? Because they were saying like she always had her purse with her, like she was always funny, like nobody really took her seriously, and it made her start to like look at herself like, damn, this is how people think of me. So Issa talks to her old self in the mirror about what she accomplished since school, and her old self is not very impressed with what she's accomplished thus far. And only thing about that scene I didn't like is that you could tell that it wasn't a real mirror. You could tell that Issa was on this side, and then they had a body double on this side, and that's why they had the camera panned on the back of her, so you knew it wasn't really her. And then they had the real her on this side with a, you know, a little cut hole, but you could tell it really wasn't no mirror like in the past. They made it look like it was an actual mirror. That was the only thing that kind of took me out of the scene because I knew it wasn't real. But that day she does the panel, and the moderator messes up her company name and call it Blow CC. Child, she was like, no, it's Block. But the way it was written, it did look weird. So she doesn't get the applause that she thought she was going to get with one of the responses that she gave or whatever, because hers wasn't so heartfelt, in-depth, intellectual as everybody else on the panel. So the moderator then asks, when did you know you were on the right path? And everybody gives great answers. And Issa sits there for a minute. She made sure that she went last because she really didn't know what to say. But she honestly answered the best that she could. And she was like, I don't know if I'm on the right path. There's no way to know you've made the right choice. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and learn I've wasted all of my time, and that's time I can't get back. And that's something we as adults all fear, because one thing that you can't get back is time. And it seems like the older you get, the faster time goes. I remember being a little girl, and it seemed like it took forever for like summer to get here. It took forever for your birthday to come. It took forever for Christmas to come. And then now, as it was just my birthday. It was just August. It's about to be fucking Thanksgiving. Like, time goes by so fast as an adult. And it's because, you know, we're coming to that end stage of life. And so we're trying to cram so much in, but it's just like, what if you're making a mistake? What if you're not fulfilling who you should be, who you need to be, the things that you love? Like, what do you do? Like, and you don't know if you're making the right decision. You don't know if this is gonna pop. You don't know if you're gonna be successful. All you can do is try and hope to God that you don't fail. So the girls congratulate her afterwards or whatever, but you know, she wasn't really feeling good about it. Molly can tell and asks she want to go have drinks, and she was like, yeah. So they go and steal some drinks or whatever. And Omari texts Molly and she tells Issa about it. And Issa doesn't say anything because she knows that anytime in the past when she's spoken up and given Molly advice, she took it the wrong way and shit went left. So she stays quiet. And I would have too. So Molly gets to overanalyzing everything with the Omari situation again, and tells Issa that after Andrew, she's been in her head, and Issa does not respond. She just stands there and listens and just keeps her mouth shut because she don't want to give any unsolicited advice. She not trying to go backwards. Nope, not doing that at all. So you could tell like Molly, the look on her face, like, you not gonna say nothing, like give me something, and she was not giving it to her. So Issa complains about, her life being messed up, how she is basically like running this rinky dink ass apartment building. She started her business, but it ain't really went where she wanted it to go yet. Her love life is fucked up. Like everything is like low key fucked up. So both of them are really in bad spaces. Molly asks, are they gonna be okay? And Issa was like, you talking about the world or you talking about us? And Molly was just like, I just want shit to be cool. And you could tell she was talking about life and their friendship. So Issa kind of had this like look on her face like, shit, I want us to be cool too. Um Cheyenne then texted him and asked they want to go to a reggae gold club in Oakland. They was like, hell yeah, we ain't been there since, we left school. And so that night, all the girls ride together to head to the club, and they singing and dancing in the car, except for Kelly. She in the front seat, somber and shit, because the band that she was in college did not pay her no tribute. So she feeling some type of way, like, motherfuckers really don't care about me. Like, they think I'm a joke. The band didn't even do nothing for me. Like, the fuck is going on? And the girls is laughing at her, and she is like, is that all I am to y'all, is a joke? Like, and that's how it is for the funny friend. Like, most times people don't take them seriously or whatever. And so you could tell she really in her feelings. And Tiffany kind of like looks over at her, but she doesn't speak up on her behalf. And that too bothers Kelly. So they didn't stop at the liquor store to get some liquor. And Cheyenne was the one that initiated. She's like, oh, y'all, we should stop and get something to drink or whatever. So they stopped and get something to drink. And Cheyenne, Molly, and Issa went inside. So they coming outside. Next thing you know, this dude run up on them with a gun, telling them to break themselves, fool, and give me everything you got. So, of course, Issa and Molly was like, her, you can have anything you want. And she went to go take her watch out. And Cheyenne was like, no, not the Cartier. And so she get the crying, oh, my God, don't do nothing else. And then the dude was like, damn, Shy, shut up. And Issa and Molly was looking like, Shy, like, how the fuck you know who she was? And so she stopped and she was like, shit, girl, it is what it is. Like, y'all, shit, y'all can get it too. Come up off that shit, give me them shoes. So Molly and Issa looking like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This bitch just set us the fuck up. That's why you can't trust hoes. You can't trust nobody, bitch. You got me fucked up. That shit was so unexpected. I loved it though. So Molly came up out her Amina Muwadi heels or whatever, and then Issa went to give her hers, and she was like, "No, girl, you can keep them." Child, I hollered. So she was like, "Bye, y'all," and they got in the car and skirted or whatever. They looking like this bitch straight up set us up. So as they getting back in the car, Kelly tells Tiffany that she's coming back to haunt her when she does die for real. And Tiff was like, what I do? And she was like, not enough. Like, bitch, you need to stick up for me. You need to be there for me. So Issa and Molly get back in the car and they ask where the liquor and that stuff is. Like, where y'all shoes and stuff is. And they tell them that Cheyenne robbed them. And they was like, girl, stop lying. They was like, for real. And they look at each other. They was like, I can't believe this bitch straight up robbed us. And Issa and Molly cracked the fuck up laughing. I mean, just dying laughing. And this is the moment where they finally reconnect. It took something like this to shake them the fuck up and bring them back on the same page. And only they ignorant asses would laugh about something like that. That would be so me and Losha in that situation. We would be laughing after the fact. So the next day, the girls are at like an IHOP Denny somewhere, and they're holding a memoriam for Kelly, and they're giving speeches about how they feel about her and saying all of these sweet things over pancakes with a candle in it. And Kelly's husband just sitting up here like, y'all are fucking crazy. What's her name? Kelly ends up blowing out the candle or whatever, and she's in glee about how everybody feels about her. And then one of the dudes that they went to school with come into the diner and tell Molly that Omari was looking for her. She was like, oh, where or whatever. It like piqued her interest. So as they're leaving the diner, Molly says to Issa, so Omari, like, what you thinking, girl? And she was like, shit, you want my opinion? She was like, yeah. And she was like, girl, you were not tripping about him in school. He was on you. You weren't even pressed. And with Molly, it's just like she trying to make guys fit even when she knows she don't really like them like that, because she just want to be in a relationship so bad. And I was so happy that Issa was like, girl, you know damn well you don't even like him like that. Like, you just trying to be with somebody so bad. Like, focus on you. And Molly was like, yeah, you right. She was like, but shit, that was, when Issa's like, you weren't even pressed back then. Like, you was doing you like you was that bitch. That was one of the things that I admire most about you. And Molly was like, but that's back when I thought I had all the time in the world or whatever. And that's sad that she thinks about life like that, because you still have time. Like, don't be so pressed for everything. And that's just like, I'm 40 years old. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not married or whatever. And I'm not pressed to be in one. I'm honestly happy with my life. And if I live the next 40, 80 years or however many years left I got on earth being single, I would be fine with that, because I found happiness in me. And I found joy in my job. I found joy in decorating and doing YouTube and creating stories, and in my career, and creating movies and trips with my friends and family. Of course, it would be nice to have a companion, you know what I'm saying? Somebody I could call my own. But if it's not going to be right, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody that's going to be equally yoked with me and that can teach me things and lead me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to just settle for anything just to say I got somebody, because the main person that I need is Jesus. I don't need no man, child, because he's the first man in my life. So anything other than that got to come on that level or better. You know what I'm saying? There can't nobody beat God. But, you just shouldn't be trying to fit yourself into the stereotype of, I have to be married by this age. I have to have kids by this age. I have to have the house, the car, live, just live. But you have to live your life to the fullest. So Issa was like, what if we still do? I don't want to get stuck worrying about what I'm not and where I'm not. I just want to move forward. And that's honestly how you have to live life. You have to know that if you wake up tomorrow, what is something that I can do that pushes me forward to the next step in my life? Always try to accomplish some type of goal, or set some type of goal for yourself, and try to meet that goal, whether it be health wise, relationship wise, working on yourself, your career, your family, your children. You should always be doing something that's pushing you forward. And that's honestly how I look at life, and why I try my hardest not to stay in a negative place, because it doesn't get you anywhere. You have to keep pressing forward. If you don't, you're the only person that can push you to do anything. So if you can't motivate you, can't nobody else motivate you. You know what I'm saying? Because a person can tell you all day long to do this, that, and the third, but if you ain't got it in you to do it, then they wasting their damn breath. So Molly was like, when Issa said, I just want to move forward, Molly was like, me too. And that was also a metaphor for them moving forward with their friendship. So back home, Kelly is on doing her podcast, and she poses the question, if you knew the end was near, how would you spend your time? And me facing cancer, and in the beginning not knowing what stage I was in, and those thoughts of course came in my mind of like, if this is bad, what am I going to do with the time that I have left? And I started thinking of everything that I needed to do. And even with me knowing that I'm only stage 1 and that I just have to do radiation and this, that, and the third, I'm still going to do all the things that I was planning on doing anyway. Because one thing that I've learned is that time waits for no man, and tomorrow is not promised to nobody. So I'm going to do all the things that make me happy, that brings me joy, that takes me to the next level in life. I'm trying to accomplish every and anything that I can, and continue to be a good person, continue to spread the word about God and how good he is, not only to me, but to everyone. If you seek him and if you lean on him, like, you have to look forward and try to spend every second of the day finding pockets of peace and joy. That's the best advice I can give anybody. Don't stay in a negative space, because that's where the devil wants you to be. You know what I'm saying? So don't let the devil win. So we see Lawrence pick Issa up at the airport, and she has this like real kind of like unsure, somber look on her face. On the ride home, she's quiet, and he peeps it. Like, he tries to lighten the mood, but it's just not working. So he drops her off at the crib. He was like, should we? Like, he was trying to come in, and she was like, you know, I had a chance to think, and she couldn't even get it out. She couldn't even get it out. But everything that happened that weekend and the conversation that she had with Molly really made her think, like, am I living the best life for me? Is this the best version of who I am and where I want my life to be heading? And being in a relationship with a man with a baby on the way with somebody else, where is that getting me? But nowhere but heartache. And so Lawrence was really hurt by it. You could tell by the look on his face, but he was like, yeah, I know. Like, shit, he knew it probably was coming. Like, what else could the man say? So she took her luggage and she walked inside, and he was just standing there. And it's really fucked up because they had the potential to really be something, but this baby really fucked things up for them. But who knows? Maybe they'll be able to figure this whole thing out. Maybe she will be able to find it in her to be with him, even though he has a baby with somebody else. Maybe the baby ain't his. You just never motherfucking know how this shit go end. But I can't wait to see how everything plays out for everyone in this series finale. Let me know what you thought about the series season premiere of Insecure down below in the comment section, what you thought about the episode. And if you knew that your days were numbered, what would you do? How would you spend your time? Let me know down below in the comment section. I love you guys. Make sure tomorrow you tune in to my battling breast cancer vlog number 5, where I explain to you guys why I don't need chemo. Thank you, Jesus. Love you guys. See you on the next one. Bye.